box there. It's not just for ordering. If you see something you like, obviously sold 101, sold 102, and so forth, you can just put that in. But we want to interact with you. So questions about anything we're showing. Because many times we get so bogged down on TV with our mind knowing here's what we need to explain, here's what we need to talk about. We don't answer some questions maybe you have. So this morning, everything under 100. Hopefully, it's Stephanie, who's behind the scenes here, has had to twist some arms to get some of these under 100. They are now under 100. I don't know how long they will be. So, I'll
4 o'clock tomorrow. That's all
4
we
o'clock
can
tomorrow.
guarantee. Mm-hmm.
So Monday, 4 o'clock. What will
Yeah.
Monday be? The 30th of October. So, so definitely get in on if you see something you like as early as you can. That way we can guarantee the prices. We also have budget pay on a lot of these. Obviously, you can go to the website if you want to order that way. So a lot of interesting things to share with you, including timepieces, gemstones, gold this afternoon, all kinds of good things. I don't know, where do we start? We are starting with
The cherry citrine.
the cherry citrine.
This pretty little baby right here. I got a picture for it.
Oh, yes, that one. Okay. The reason I remember this so well is because of the cut of this stone. I love having the screen here because I use this a lot to point things out. Obviously, you can go to the website if you want to see an image of the piece. Here it is. If you need me to bring it closer, I can do that. But man, this is incredible. That is a cherry citrine and it's Asher cut. I love this. Is one of the things I have found very interesting about my return engagement here at Shop LC. They're doing a lot more on the Asher cut than we used to see. This is not an easy cut to do. What am I missing?
Helen. Just saying hi.
Helen, good morning. Hey, Helen, good morning. Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate that. Like I said, it's interactive. Say hi, even if it's just a hello. That's always nice. We appreciate that. So thank you, Helen. But the Asher cut is a specialty cut. When I had a chance to visit, I get into a lot of stories here. So
Love it.
just I was going to say, I hope
Tell
you'll
us
love
some
it.
stories.
Because I had a chance to visit our facility in India, I guess about 5 years ago now. And I watched these guys who were fasting. And the only reason I say guys is because at that time, that's who was doing it. I know there's women that do it as well. And I was watching these guys that fasted our gemstones. I literally had to look away at one point because I'm watching this guy with his fingers holding a stone, probably not much bigger than that one. Can I see the millimeter on this actually, Stephanie?
Yeah.
Do we have that?
Okay. We should have that right here. 6 by 6.
Okay, 6 millimeter stone. Now I'm really losing my mind on this. 6 millimeter stone. Anyway, so he's holding this stone, and they have this very sharp spinning grinding wheel that they use to facet these stones down. And I literally had to look away because I thought he's going to hurt himself. Obviously, he didn't. He's been doing this forever. Not every one of those individuals can do an Asher cut. It is a very small percentage of men and women that facet gems that can do an Asher cut. And when it's done right, like this, you wind up with these parallel straight lines of faceting going down the back of the gemstone. It started with diamonds, Asher cut diamonds, early part of the 20th century, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go through that whole thing. But the fact that this cherry citrine, in and of itself, it's cherry citrine, which, oh my word, is an incredible stone. You think of citrine, you think of a yellow gemstone. You think of, do I have any citrines around here? Not really in the traditional yellow sense, but it's traditionally a yellow gemstone. Once in a while, you might see this orange color. To see a cherry citrine, it is so rich, and the color saturation is so good on this gemstone. I haven't even looked at our price. What are we at?
I can't wait for you to see the price. Let me get up there.
Oh, stop it.
Stop it. That's just stupid.
$29.99. There is... Oh, we're going to have fun today. Just based on everything I just said, there's no reason to sell that for $29.99. No reason at all for the uniqueness of that cut, the rarity of that cut. Forget the fact it's cherry citrine. which is a gorgeous stone in and of itself. Accents are chrome diopside. We can go on a whole other rant about those.
Did you see the ratings on this, Shawn? Good heavens.
I did not even see the ratings.
11 people have taken the time to write in.
Okay, we've had 11 reviews on this, and you can read these yourself on the website. And 4.8 is the average now. I bought this one for Christmas wearing it, but I like it for all year round. Now I just need the rest of the ensemble, so apparently there's more to the ensemble. Beautiful colors in both stones. The depth of the cherry citrine is awesome, and of course the chrome diopside is always beautiful. Another one, beautiful, thank you. Thank you for the love. Oh, that's from us. It is, love the color combination. It is beautiful, the two colors together. Love it. So you can go to the website and read all of these. They go on and on and on. To have 11 of them, and then the average, wow, there's a really nice picture of that.
Yeah.
Wow, our website is awesome. Go to the website, shoplc.com.
We've stepped it up.
No, yeah, really, a lot of you are probably new. That's one of the reasons we do these, because we reach people that don't traditionally watch the show. You don't get the regular broadcast on cable or satellite. Go to shoplc.com. You can look at the items. You can get all the information. We have product descriptions, lots of photos. There must be half dozen different photos of this ring from different angles. This picture here is on the website. You can get a better look at it. And again, for the benefit of anybody who might be new to this, what's this stuff here? 925 means a sterling silver. Yes, there is yellow gold vermeil over the sterling silver, which is beautiful. And that's honestly the perfect combination to do that one in vermeil. The joy here stands for delivering joy. That is our corporate motto, is delivering joy. By law, anyone who manufactures a piece of jewelry has to have some sort of a hallmark on there that identifies them and their company. That is ours. So anything you see with that marking, it has come from our facility. I mentioned, having visited it once before, so that just says it's our product. It is our jewelry. And that stone in an Asher cut, in and of itself right there, that's your reason for getting in on this. The price of $29.99 is extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. There are 4 budget payments of $7.50. There's nothing to think about. Absolutely nothing to think about. Sizes 6 and 10, it looks like, are what we have at the moment. Again, when you go to the website and look, if you're watching this on delay, there might be a couple in other sizes, but for the moment, we only have sizes 6 and 10. That is a gorgeous combination. I like the fact that someone in the review mentioned the holidays. I can see now, yes, good holiday combination. My mind didn't go there immediately just because I'm looking at that Asher cut cherry citrine and just so in love with that. That was my focus. That was my center of attention. And that's a stone you can wear anywhere, year round. This is a $300 ring. Estimated retail value for $29.99. A combination I have never seen before, may never see again. And if there are matching pieces, go to the website and look those up. But just in and of itself, that ring at that price, wow! That really is an extraordinary, extraordinary piece. The perfect description, calling that cherry. That's the color. It is a cherry red citrine. And to do it in the Asher cut is just fantastic. That is so amazing. You have to see this in person. It is even nicer in person. A good Asher cut gemstone is a treat to see, and we don't see them very often. I'm seeing more, like I started to say, now that I've come back to the network after some time away, than I ever saw before. And it really is, it really pulls out the color too. Anytime you have an emerald cut, Asher cut, anything with 90-degree angles on the corners, it's more about the color of the stone. And so you'll see that in person when we get there. And while we're on the subject of color of the stone, we're about to introduce to you a peridot tennis bracelet.
I kind of hid it on top of that bust right there. On the neck. Yeah.
It's right in front of me. Yes. This is another great example of just quality gemstones. These are all peridots. Every single one of these is beautifully matched. It is in a 7 1/4 inch length, 14 carats worth of genuine peridot.
14 carats. Who does that?
14. Now, I want to point out something. 14 carats for $99. I have not in the past had a tendency to really harp a lot on price in these live shows that we do on the app on Instagram. By the way, if you're just finding us maybe on Facebook. We are also on Instagram. We are on TikTok. We're on basically any means of social media that Shop LC has. So if one is maybe better than the other for you, feel free to check them all out. But anyway, 14 carats of peridot in a bracelet for $99.99. What I was starting to say is I don't usually harp that much on price, but these opening couple deals, and everything is so good today for the gemstones that you're buying. Now, let me just take a second and point out 7 1/4 inches, 14 carats. Can I see the, I think they're 6x4s, but let me find out.
Yeah.
They are 6x4 millimeters. Every stone here is a perfectly matched 6x4 millimeters. Most tennis bracelets done like this are going to utilize 6x4 millimeter stone. So that's kind of what I was thinking they probably are, and they are. Classically sized peridots. They're having to match up perfectly every single one of those stones. Not an easy feat to do. Oh, I forget, we stream on the website as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's right. So, the apps are great, but if you want to go old school and stream on the website, you can go to shoplc.com. I'm watching myself on the delay here on the screen here. Other cool thing about that is, again, is there just a buy button?
Yeah, you just hit more details and then view product.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Because everything we're showing starts to accumulate on the side of this. First time I've seen us, I always watch us on Instagram. I'm a big Instagram person, and so I've seen us on Instagram 100 times. First time I saw the web feed. So anyway, a lot of ways to watch these live streams, whichever is most convenient for you. I'm easily distracted. What was I talking about? 6x4 millimeter, the size of the stones, 14.2 carats. Let me just get the old calculator app out here because I need to do some math real quick. Can I see the count? How many stones?
Oh my, a lot.
Yeah, a lot for sure.
A lot.
29.
29.
So each one, I'm just going to call a half carat. It's 49 points. So each one is basically a half carat peridot. When you start to get to stones of that size, now you're getting into some significant pieces. And the other way to look at that, if we're talking about a half carat of each and 29 stones for this price point, it's a few dollars per stone. Forget the silver setting. That is a great buy just for the gemstones. And another item, I love the fact you can read the reviews. Because you can go to shoplc.com and it just says, granddaughter, love this bracelet. Hope you have it in opal. I don't know if we do, but that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be really nice, actually. Beautiful piece to add to my collection. Tennis bracelets from LC are so well made.
Yeah.
Easy to put on by ourselves. Boy, that's a good one. That is a great point because of the insert clasp with the 2 safety catches. Easy to put on for yourself. 5-star, 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 5-star. So go to the website. You can check these reviews out yourself. But think about that, because anytime someone leaves one of these reviews, it's just someone who's purchased it. It's either marked verified user, so you know that they actually have this. I'm the first to read reviews on Amazon. I think this person never bought this. It's someone who's just there to either help the author of the book or hurt this person because they don't like them. But no, you can see when they're verified users. But a classic tennis bracelet. Now, someone mentioned the holidays on the last piece. This might be a holiday bracelet. The color green, perfect for the holiday season. I don't know. But whether you're an August baby or not, and that's the reason I say that birthstone for the month of August, is this is just a great way to be able to get a gemstone that I've been very honest with this one over the years. I have had a love-hate relationship with this gemstone. When it's right, meaning it's a good quality stone, love it. If it is not good quality, because I've seen a lot of peridot over the years that, okay, I can run away from that. This is the quality of peridot that you want. This is the quality gemstone that you're looking for. Every one in a 4-prong setting, all in sterling silver. So you have a strong, secure setting, and I mentioned that box insert clasp with the safety catches. This actually would be a really nice combination. If you're still interested in that ring with the cherry citrine, those two together would be beautiful. Even though the chrome diopside is a different stone than the peridot, the greens still work very nicely together. So that could be a good combination there. Boy, that would be nice. So grab the bracelet, 7 1/4 inches in length on that. And again, everything we've shown you, under $100. We've got some great price points this morning, so just keep us company here.
I am anxious to hear about Heliodor. I don't know anything about it. It's a new stone for me.
Heliodor, that's Stephanie who's in charge of this whole thing here. Heliodor is an interesting one. Let me find right here. This Brazilian Heliodor. Oh my word.
It's so pretty. What is it?
Let me do one thing first
Okay.
before, because I want to point out again the size of this stone. This is a huge, if I can get the millimeter on
Yeah,
this,
let's see. Okay.
8 millimeter stone. It weighs 1.52 carat. Total carat weight's 2. That is a carat and a half just in Heliodor. And actually, I love in the product description,
Yeah.
there's one line, down a little bit, when it says the magic of Heliodor, premium Brazilian Heliodor, echoing the Greek term for gift from the sun, mirrors the sun's golden rays. That is a great description of this gemstone, because that is exactly what this does, mirroring the sun's golden rays. Heliodor, I think we first brought in maybe 4 years ago at the most. I think, see, I'm watching my words carefully here. I think Tony was responsible, Tony Denise, one of our gem hunters, for this, because we had never had this before. When I worked out of the network out of Minneapolis, and I was there 20 years, not once did we ever have Heliodor. This is in fact, you know what I have to do? Hang on, I'm going to check. I have a dossier saved of basically every gemstone I've ever presented, because I don't want to give you incorrect.
Really?
Oh my word. My Google Drive is packed with information that I have saved.
And that's many decades worth of saving. Not
You
that's
have-
a compliment. That's
I literally, there was one afternoon in my little 18-month sabbatical where I had to go through, I didn't have to, but I thought, I have to organize all of this, because some of the documents had titles on them, some didn't, and so it literally was an afternoon organizing all of this. And it is, because I want to say that it's iron where it gets this yellow color from, and it's a beryl. It's part of the beryl family of gemstones.
Oh, okay.
And I want to say that it's iron that it gets it from. Of course, now I can't find the document that I had. Well, anyway, I think it's iron where it gets its golden color from. But it's from the beryl family. A lot of this was coming from Namibia. I think this is Brazilian. It says on the graphic there. This is Brazilian in origin. Most of the Heliodor you will ever see never achieves this level of color. In fact, the more I'm thinking about this, it was Tony that got us these, because it's piece of the puzzle are starting to come together now, because he was originally responsible for us getting these. Produced several countries around the world. Madagascar, Namibia, that's the one that I was familiar with. 90% of the world deal is mined out of Brazil. So it's putting the piece of the puzzle together. So Namibia is what I was originally thinking. Brazil is the origin where Tony got these from. And this is a very small pocket, very small find of these. Again, beryl, cousin to morganite, emerald, a lot of great gemstones, which also do come from a lot of these regions too. But because of the iron content within this, that's what helps pull out this really rich color. Thank goodness, small amounts of iron within the crystal, so I was right.
You know everything.
Yeah. A lot of things get mixed up over the years. Pure beryl is colorless. Impurities within colors are to radiate with hues. The amount of iron determines a specific hue. Heliodor is characterized in. Okay, so because of the iron content that is within this, that's what helps to pull out this really incredible color. This is very, very rare to find. Other iron concentrations may also cause a greenish yellow undertone. There's no green in this. This is a pure, rich, golden color. In fact, when I was talking about citrine in its original color earlier, I looked down and I saw this, and for a second I was going to use this as an example. I thought, no, this has way, way, way too much of a golden color, and just the way the stone's faceted, going back to the faceting of this round, it has this almost an iridescence. There's this glow coming from within this. This is an extraordinary example of Heliodor. Haven't even mentioned the moissanite accents on. This is something else I love about this company, and I'm so happy to be back. They're doing more now with moissanite.
I love it.
And thank you, Stephanie. Yes, I know. I love it too. We never used moissanite as an accent stone. And the other night, in fact, they had a TLV, a moissanite ring. It was gorgeous. But that's always how we saw it, as a cluster ring. Here, these are accents to the Heliodor, and it's the perfect combination together. Sold 103. In fact, it looks like we have someone who's doing just that for this ring. Tracy, thank you. If you do want to purchase one of these, or you can obviously go to the website for $70. Now here I haven't even harped on price, and I should be, because for $79.99, for the rarity of that stone, because again, it's this find in Brazil that Tony was able to get for us. He's such a great contact. He's on air. For those that don't know, Tony Dinez, I'm sure you do if you're a regular viewer. He's one of the gem hunters, and he's on air with us many, many, many evenings, just dropping prices. But the fact that he has all these contacts and these resources, that he's able to get Heliodor of this quality, a gemstone most people are not aware of, have never seen. This is not a household name gemstone.
Mm-mm.
This
is a collector's.
A collector's. That's a really good way to put it. This is a collector's piece. It's absolutely. In fact, now that you've said that, this is one I would love. I have a real small collection of loose stones at home. I would love a loose example of this for my collection. Reviews, a couple of them. It's still fairly new. I like this, though, and you can go to the website and read this from Danita. The picture does not do it justice. Elegant and sturdy, great for everyday wear. The profile is not too high. I wear it every day. Hitting all the points right there. Picture does not do it justice. It is fantastic, great for everyday wear. And if you are looking for an exotic stone, classic sort of halo design, man, that is a really good example of Heliodor. That is just tremendous. Wow. And the round is the perfect shape for that one. You know, it's one of the things our designers work hard on is making sure that the faceting of the stone, the cutting of the stone, is appropriate for what it is. For instance, Asher cut with that cherry citrine, brilliant. Perfect thing to do. With this stone, I don't know as though I would do the Asher cut. I think the round, to get that scintillation out of it, that's what this stone needs. This one didn't need the scintillation as much. This one, you definitely want to have sparkle. So watch for more of this. I don't know as though we have a ton of it.
We have some matching earrings. Pretty exciting.
Matching earrings, okay. But that is, boy, you are in for such a treat if you're ordering that one. That is amazing. And again, if you have questions, please post your questions in the chat. Stephanie is monitoring. You're monitoring all of it, right?
I'm watching it all.
Facebook, Instagram, the website, TikTok, all those things. So go and check that out. By the way, if you're on TikTok, I just posted a TikTok video last night. I haven't done much with it. It was a clip from Friday night. Shawn and Dan were back together again.
Oh, I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's I've got more that's going to go up. It was quite the show.
I love the Shawn and Dan show.
We're doing it again this coming Friday. No, I don't even know if Dan knows this yet, but we're doing it again this coming Friday evening.
I used to love working that show
You
as the
did
visual
work
stylist.
those.
Oh my God, those were so much fun for me.
Oh, this was, I don't remember, a few years ago now, when Dan was here before. And then Dan left, Dan came back, and then I left, now I'm back, and so, we had some good times. A lot of stories to tell there, believe me.
How long have y'all known each other?
Dan and I have known each other since 93, I think. That's a really good question. 92 or 93. He was at Home Shopping. I was at Value Vision at the time in Minneapolis.
Oh, I remember Value Vision.
Yeah, and we had so many mutual friends.
And that was before Shop NBC. Right? It went from Value Vision to Shop In. I'm a home shop. You know I'm a home shop.
I know. Stephanie can write the book.
I could write it.
It was Value Vision until 2001. We became Shop NBC. I left in 12, and then in 13 is when they became Shop HQ. Then went to Evine Live, then to Evine, then back to Shop HQ.
Yeah.
I think, yes. I think that's how it played out.
There might be one missing in there.
There might be. I have very good friends who still work there, so that's why I
That's
never
great,
say
yeah.
anything disparaging about any of the networks. They're all fantastic. Okay, back on track though with these earrings. Let me take my own little look here. Oh my
We
gosh.
love a lever back.
Well, and the comfort factor for that, yeah, there's never gonna be any direct pressure against your earlobes, so they fit beautifully. Let me. Stephanie thought of everything. Already had a ruler out here for me. Inch and 3/8. Inch and 3/8 in length. So from the hook on down. So meaning from that point to that point is how we measure them. I like how I can do a little more long form explanation sometimes too, because I want you to see that lever or lever back mechanism in a little more detail here, because we sometimes just brush by this so quickly. And so I want to explain just for a second here something about the engineering of this, because this is the part that comes up or back. It is hinged right here. See, there's small little quality factors that so often we don't think about when we purchase anything, but are important. It may sound like a little thing, the importance of the hinge there. That has to be perfectly put together, or else that little pin is going to come out, the little back's going to come off. Don't worry about that here. Then, separate hinging of the bottom drop right here, running perpendicular to that top portion. So that dangles down beautifully. Now this is accented with white zircons, a doubly refractive gemstone, similar to a diamond, which is why white zircon is such a great accent, because you get a lot of sparkle and a lot of twinkle out of the earrings. Again, the Heliodors, let's see, can I get a breakdown so I can see the...
Here we are.
Two of them, 6x4 millimeter in size. 81 points is the total weight just in the Heliodor. So each stone is about 40 points in size. If you got the ring, this would be a really nice companion to the ring that you just had. However, it's also one of those earrings that stands alone so beautifully, just because this would match so much in your wardrobe. Obviously, citrine would go with this. Yellow sapphire. Any of the yellow-orange gemstones would be beautiful paired up with this. This is done in vermeil, yellow gold over sterling silver. Vermeil is something else that we kind of brush by so often. Remember, there's legalities involved with vermeil. Minimum, I think, is 2.5 microns of gold has to be present over the sterling silver, so it can't just be a flash plating on there. It has to be sterling silver. That has to be the foundation of it. Can't be vermeil if the foundation is brass or stainless. It has to have a silver foundation in order for it to be legally called vermeil. And of course, it's hypoallergenic, so anyone can wear it. Where do we do those videos? Are they out of India, or we do them here?
I don't know. I know the content team does a lot, but they do work with a team in India.
Yeah, the reason because I've never seen, because we're starting, like I said, on the website, we're really kicking things up so you can get a lot more interactive with the items on the website, and they're doing a beautiful job of these. We have a team in India that shoots pictures and videos for some of our items, and we have a team here in Texas that does, and so I don't know who's doing this, but they're doing a beautiful job with the content now, because that does help give you a size perspective on the earrings. So you can see all of this on the website. So if you go to shoplc.com, a lot of this, now not every item has video associated with it, but more and more items do. So it's a great tool to help you make a decision. I have always prided myself on, I hope, if I'm doing my job right, you're getting all the information you need before you make the purchase. And that, to me, that's why I'd like to have the descriptions and the carat weights and all of that, to pass that on. I'm not just it's cheap person. It's like, no, you need to know everything about this. That's why I measured them right away. 6x4 millimeter stones. And Heliodor is a gemstone that, since it is related to, as I mentioned before, morganite, emerald, all of the others, durable, 7.5 on the hardness scale. You can wear these every single day. I never worry as much with earrings, just because they're less inclined to take the beating that a watch might. And by the way, this watch, I should take mine off just so there's no confusion. This watch is coming up in our show today. So we will get to this beautiful timepiece coming up in just a little while.
It's a good looking watch.
No, this was the first thing I went to before the show because of the dial, and for a reason I will explain. I have a great love and appreciation for that dial. So that is coming up. We also have some of Richard Mariana's jewelry. I just had them as a guest on the show last week. Love them. So we have some of their pieces coming up in the show. And just great lineup, great variety. So please do not leave us. I see some people are coming in and out on the different streams there. That's fine. If you have to leave for a little bit, go do your thing. But come back. We're going to be here for another 90... First half hour's gone already. Wow. Seriously, that flew by. So we're going to be here for another 90 minutes. Take a lunch break. Come back this afternoon. Gold and some other things coming up this afternoon. Okay. We are heading to Tanzanian Blue Spinel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mentioned writing a book. I need to write a book someday.
You need to write 10 books.
I do a podcast for those that don't know. You can always check that out. But that's more just about the industry. But my love of gemstones. Everybody thinks, just a quick little side story here. Everybody thinks my favorite things to sell are watches, and certainly they are. They're a favorite. But I love doing gemstone shows just because there's always this growing world of gemstones. There's always new things to learn, and I love learning about new stones. And this is one that I'm just kind of getting my education on, because this is not one that's been around forever. Spinel has, but this find of Tanzanian Blue Spinel, and I find this stone fascinating, because when you think of Tanzania, there's one stone that immediately comes to mind: Tanzanite. Obviously.
Right.
In fact, most people would be hard-pressed to think of another gemstone if you thought of Tanzania. These blue spinels, well, it's another blue stone from Tanzania. But it has this opaqueness to it. There's a translucency to a point. Otherwise, let me see my picture here. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. You can see how a bit of the white from the background is coming through. So it's, by no means are you seeing all the way through this stone, but there is this subtle translucency to it that I find just almost mystifying and magical, the way that is done. There you can see the little flashes as the ring moves. You can see just little bits of flash coming through the gemstone. There, well, yeah, there, okay, another good example.
I just see
see,
blue.
blue. Yeah, and it's all about blue. There, you're not going to get the reds and the pinks and some of the other colors that you might see with the Tanzanite. It is blue everywhere. And Spinel of this size, and this has got to be at least a 7.5.
It's huge. It's freaking huge.
10 by 8. 10 by 8 millimeter stone. 10 millimeters long, 8 millimeters wide. That is getting up there. So, excuse me. That is a significant stone, 2.92 carats, just in that Spinel. I'm going to just get a quick drink of my water here.
I was going to ask, do you have water? Do you want me to go get you some more? Let me know.
No, we're good, thank you. Did not take my allergy pill before leaving home today, so no. I'm going to have occasional little flare-ups here.
In Texas, allergies?
That's one of the things. If you've never visited Texas, we would love to have you come visit. Please, I have lived here now, 12 years, no plans on ever leaving. However, especially here in the central part, we're in a bowl, and the allergies are the worst I've ever experienced in my life. So just
all year long.
Be prepared. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Winter. In fact, for a lot of people, they get worse in the winter because of the cedar. But anyway, so totally derailed my train of thought, but that's okay. We're looking at this incredible stone, the Tanzanian Blue Spinel, 10 by 8 millimeter. I was mentioning that, the size of the stone, and 2.92 carats is the total weight. Classic sort of almost a halo style. You have the zircons, 46 zircons, 48 points in zircon weight. Just a nice amount. Doesn't take it up too high. Just the perfect little combination there of beautiful, genuine gemstones. And the color of that Spinel, actually, my gosh, if you love that abalone dial on that watch that's going to be coming up, your flashes of the same sort of blue tones in that abalone shell.
I get a big Princess Di vibe off of this.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's just that blue.
There is that total royal ring, Princess Diana, sort of. In fact, honestly, almost more so, because I've seen a lot of duplications of that famous ring done in cubic zirconia and many things. Some are a big swing and a miss. This is a very, very good duplication of that for the color, the color, the color. And in the world of gems, that's what it's all about in colored gemstones, the color, the color, the color. So that does absolutely have a very regal, royal vibe. In fact, most people would probably assume that's a sapphire. I never thought about this till right now. Most people who saw this would probably, since many people don't know blue spinel in general, would assume that you have a sapphire and diamond ring on. That's totally how this plays, is a sapphire and diamond ring. The accents are zircons, which is, if you're going to duplicate diamonds, usually the best way to go, short of like a moissanite or a CZ, because again, it's still in the real gemstone family. Really good looking the way that that swirl goes down the shank of the ring, and you have your white zircon set in there. Creates just, I don't know, something a little bit more to see than just having a straight shank, the way that that ribbon-like effect wraps around that. This is all in silver, 925 sterling silver. This, I think, is a fairly new item to our inventory. I have not seen this. Again, I've only been back a month, but I have not seen this. And it just, the fact that there's no reviews yet tells me it's got to still be fairly new, because no one has purchased this to get the chance to put a review on this. That really is a good looking ring from the size standpoint, the color saturation of that blue spinel. What number are we up to? 104, 105?
We are on 104, 105.
105. So put in the comment box, sold 105 if you're interested in this, or if you prefer, you want to go old school, you can go to shoplc.com. Check it out. We, by the way, have a spooky weekend sale going on, 25% off, thousands of finds. So you might just want to go to the website and look around at some of those. Our website grows all the time, literally every day. And there are a lot of web exclusive items, things that you will never ever see here with me on TV, things that are only available on the website. So it's always worth checking out shoplc.com just to see what's going on. If you want to look for a certain product category, you want to look for a certain gemstone, search function, type in the search box whatever you're looking for, see what comes up. And we have budget pays on a lot of things, so that can help spread out those payments as well. But anyway, so shoplc.com. And if you do not have our app on your device, what are you waiting for? Get that app downloaded. Again, it's a free download in your app store. We have them for tablets, iPads, all the various types of phones, so you can get our app downloaded. That way we are always with you. Okay, tourmaline time. Right here in these beautiful dangle style earrings. Is there a choice?
Yeah, the vermeil or the silver.
Okay, so there's a vermeil setting, or which we're calling color yellow, or the silver setting, are the two choices that you have. Now there's going to be different tourmalines depending on the setting that you buy. Let me just take a second here, because again, a little bit longer format, we can go into more explanation than sometimes we do on TV. Tourmaline is one of those huge families of gemstones. There are colors of tourmaline that are the rainbow and then some. Many are more rare than others. Some are going to be a little bit more common. It's similar to garnet. Garnet is another one where there's a ton of colors in that family. Some are more rare than others. Of the two families, so we have, this is family feud. We have the tourmaline family against the garnet family. Of those two families, the most successful, the most important is always going to be the tourmaline family. That family has a lot more value to it than the garnet family. Again, there's always going to be those couple little exceptions, a couple of garnets that are very rare. But tourmalines overall, much more rare, much more valuable than garnets. Now, if you're purchasing the vermeil version, you are getting pink, hang on one second here, pink, green, and orange. The reason I'm hesitating is, hang on, can I see for the vermeil? How are they describing it? They're 5x3 millimeter pear shapes.
Multicolor, that's all.
Yeah, it just says multicolor. Okay, because those greens, I don't want to speculate too much. I don't know the origin of them. It doesn't say for sure. That is not a color of tourmaline that you see all that often. So again, orange, pink, and green in the vermeil. Now, in the silver version, it looks to me like we have pink, green, the orange is a little bit more. Now this is what's interesting, because on my pictures on the screen they look very different than what I'm seeing in person. I guess it's just how they photograph. The different lighting can make a difference. And so on the silver, it looks a lot more red in the center stones than they do in person. The pink is identical. Even the green is just a little bit darker. Tourmaline, again, this is something else that's worth noting. We always have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So if you're looking at a picture on the website, and because this definitely looks a lot more red than what I'm seeing in person, and you get it home and you decide, it's not what I was expecting, you always have a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. So don't worry. The only time we don't have that is during clearance. But we're not in clearance right now. So if you get these home and they're not what you were expecting, 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. That is a lot more what even there, the middle stones look a little bit darker. They are definitely an orange, but those almost do look borderlining red. But I'm just telling you what I'm seeing is green, pink, and orange. I don't know why they're photographing like that. Lighting can always make a difference too. And you see this with color change stones. We talk about how some gemstones are not color change, they're color shift. Different lighting can change how you perceive the colors. So I'm guessing that's what's happening there, is just how they were photographed. They photographed under a different type of lighting, so they turned out to be a little bit more red. The fact of the matter is, they're tourmalines. Let me get back to what I was saying, because the pink, the orange, and the green in particular, that hue of green, it's a little bit on a lighter side. It almost reminded me, we used to have a green tourmaline, and I can't think, we had a branded name for it. This is probably 25 years ago. In fact, we were Valley Vision at the time, and Chuck Clemency, in fact, brought them in. And I have to ask him what they were called, because it was a green tourmaline. It was a one-time find, and they were gone in one earring. Never seen them before. This is the closest I have seen to that green in a very, very long time. So if you're interested in these, we're up to 106. So you're typing 106 into the comment bar, or of course you can go to the website. I don't even know if I mentioned this because I got so sidetracked. These are only $48.
Oh, yeah, and by the way.
By the way, they're priced, because this is where I was actually starting. My mind usually has a path that it's going to, and I did get derailed when I was talking about the value. These are priced where garnets would usually be priced, and they're tourmalines. So you're getting 5 beautiful tourmalines in pink, in orange, in green, for $47.99. There's no way, even in CZs, that you could touch that price of $47.99. These are not CZs. This is real, genuine tourmaline in a silver setting, in a dangle style, and I did not measure these, so let me do that. About an inch, a little bit over, inch and 3/16 we'll call it. In size, so a great size, easy to wear every day, post butterfly, back post, disc back to hold those securely in place. There's no accent stones. That total carat weight, 2.1, is all tourmaline. Every single one of those stones is a real, genuine tourmaline.
And they're graded, Shawn. This is graded AAA. Look at them.
I didn't even catch that. These are graded. Why are we selling graded AAA tourmaline for $47.99? This makes no sense at all. Graded AAA tourmaline for $47.99. I have a big monitor here that shows me the computer screen, and that's what I'm staring at if you ever wonder. The fact that you can buy 2 carats of tourmaline for $47.99, so right around $24 per carat, just for the gemstones. Collectors should be grabbing those just for the stones. That is such an amazing, amazing value for AAA grade, pink, orange, green tourmaline. I mean this. Those greens. I would almost say have these appraised. I usually don't say that on jewelry that's $48, but right. I would seriously consider having a professional appraiser get their hands on them.
Well, who knows what's hidden in some of our multi-tourmalines?
Listen, that's a very good point, Stephanie. Who does know what's hidden?
Because tourmaline's expensive.
It's never $48, that's for sure. Wow. Okay, there's something there isn't adding up. $48, you're stealing those. Okay.
But this is behind you, I think.
Yes, it is. All right, Andalusite. One of the more talked about stones of late, at least here, over the past couple of years. Again, Tony's the one who's responsible for Andalusita, as he likes to call it, and correctly so. This is the Jenny Papo Andalusite. I'm going to get to this price right now because I'm staring at this again in disbelief. $79.99. This is a color change stone, and it is one of the more fascinating stones of this particular variety. There are a couple other names that you might know this gemstone under, but Andalusite is what we call it. This is a 7 in the center, a 7x5. I think I saw 7x. Yeah, there it is, 7x5 millimeters. So the center stone is a 7x5. Well, let me do the accent stones here too. They're 5x2.5. But the key to this is that center 7x5 millimeter stone, because that is definitely on the higher end of things. There are some gemstones where if I'm showing you a 7x5 millimeter, it is what it is. 7x5 millimeter, been there, done that. Common to see. Not in Andalusite. That's actually a good shot. This almost explains in perfect detail the color change that I was going to talk about, because just the way the lighting is hitting this at that moment, you're getting some of the effect there. But 7x5 is huge for Andalusite. Like I said, some gems, 7x5 are practically falling from the sky, not rare. That is rare to see in an Andalusite, a 7x5 millimeter gemstone. When this arrives, just do me this favor. Assuming it's a sunny day, open the package outside. I want you to see it in the sunlight. Remember, sunlight is the only light you will ever see the real color of anything at all, just because of the light spectrum. Then, once it arrives, see it in the sunlight, go inside, maybe under a table lamp. At night, light some candles, look at it there, and you're going to see what almost becomes a very different pendant under these different types of lighting. And that's what's so much fun about Andalusite. So you're going to, in the sunlight, see this beautiful golden, brownish, almost greenish stone at times, and then at night it just changes. And it takes on this different personality. So with Andalusite, you have that mystical, almost magical sort of property to it that is very unusual to see. Now, I have seen these stones photographed a million different ways, and again, different lighting makes them look differently. So if you're looking at this saying, well, that doesn't look like Andalusite as I saw it on your website before, or in a ring that you guys were selling on television, different lighting is going to affect things. Different lighting is going to change it. If you've ever had one of those light rings for your phone to stream or take pictures, you know there's usually 3 different types of lighting on it, and how you look so different under the 3 different types of lighting. Same thing with these gemstones. Same thing with almost any gem, but in Andalusite, it's really pronounced how there's a color change that will take place to this stone. When we first brought these out, oh my gosh, 6-7 years ago probably now, no one could believe that Tony had brought this, because there was a small supply of Andalusite under a different name that had come from a different country many years ago, and that's gone. That is no longer in existence. So what Tony has been able to find with these Andalusites has everyone excited about this stone. Now the setting on this one is rose gold vermeil, which is really the perfect setting for that gemstone. It's beautiful in silver, don't get me wrong. If you have a silver Andalusite piece, it's beautiful. But that rose adds that extra warmth to the piece, and it's a warm gemstone, so it deserves that beautiful setting. Oh, there we go. Here's the information again that Tony brings us on these. There's the mine, however you pronounce that. The Jenny Papo district in Brazil. Andalusite is primarily from Brazil. Again, the original stones were not. Duration mined at a shallow depth, 24 feet below. Large deposits come difficult to find, making it rare, and at this time there is no mining in operation. So we know we're not going to see this forever. We have these stones right now, so it's wonderful that we can share these with you. But eventually, like most gems, they will be mined out and there will be no more to be found. And I love that fact, because every gem is going to have its lifespan. there's some diamonds you can find everywhere, which is surprising to a lot of people that don't know a lot about gems. They're not rare. Diamonds can be found all over the place. But anyway, but most gems like this have a lifespan. They do get mined out. In our lifetime, we're seeing them generations from now. It'll be a totally different ball game. These stones are magnificent. They're totally neglected. I know the accent stones. You have those beautiful marquees cut as accents around the main 7x5 millimeter stones. So just an extraordinary little presentation that you have. And it's, again, $79.99. You're saving about 87% off of the retail value for a gem that you probably would be hard pressed to find in most cities. In most places, Andalusite, most jewelry stores, not going to be found. And that's one of the nice things about Shop LC. If you are new to Shop LC, maybe for whatever reason, we've turned up in your feed on TikTok or Instagram, whatever, so you're watching this, we have a lot of gemstones you're never going to see in your hometown. Even if you're in a very large metropolitan area, you're going to be really hard pressed to see a lot of these gemstones in a jewelry store. So you can add to your jewelry collection something that really does fall into the rare and exotic category. Andalusite is not a household name. It is one of those gemstones that there is a trademark name, which is why I'm dancing around it, for that stone, and many people have maybe been more accustomed to it with that name from a different origin. I'm telling you, that pendant, stealing that with our blessing at that price point. So take advantage of that one while you are watching. Thank you for joining us today. We still have Sajin to come. We still have Sleeping Beauty Turquoise to get to. A lot of great things, so don't go anywhere.
We got some good stuff. We're just getting warmed up.
We are just getting warmed up. And,
I should have done this one after the blue spinel, because Tanzania.
Oh, Tanzanian. I didn't think about that.
Oh, well.
Yeah. No, I one of my favorite stones has always been rhodolite garnet. If you go back with us, you have seen the pictures and the images of me at the rhodolite mine. We're just getting those loaded back into the system, so we'll revisit those at some point.
Oh, let me look for those.
This is not from that rhodolite mine, though.
Oh.
Yeah, this is why I'm saying I am shocked that they have discovered rhodolite garnet in any other place, pardon me 1 second here, than that mine, because the mine that I visited back some years ago that was mining rhodolite, I was there in the last stages of their mining of that gemstone. We knew at the time that one little pit that I was standing in, and literally standing in, was the last of that rhodolite to be mined. This was back in 2015, maybe 15, 16, somewhere in there. And so it was mined out. The mine was closed, never going to be reopened because there's nothing left. They found this parcel in Tanzania of rhodolite garnet. Now this kind of almost hurts me a little bit, because I love the rhodolite that we got from India. I have to admit, though, this is even nicer than the Indian rhodolite. And I mean it. It hurts me to utter those words, because I love the rhodolite that we got from India. But this is a real, oh my gosh. It's like I'm in an art museum. I'm just staring at a work of art, because that little flash that you see right here, that is probably the best little indication of what I'm seeing in person when I move this ring and I see that ever so subtle bit of violet coming out of this, and it's really subtle. It is red, and the red is saturated. Well, I just saw AAA grade. This is, again, pieces of the puzzle coming together. This is AAA grade Tanzanian rhodolite. Oh my gosh. Now, there again, they're ever so subtle, but just little bits of violet that come out of this. That stone, is that a 7.5 or is it an 8.6? It is 8.6, okay. 8x6 millimeter. The amount of rhodolite we have from India right now that is 8x6 millimeter is almost nothing. In fact, we have very little rhodolite from that initial find in India left in the inventory. That is an 8x6 millimeter. That for AAA grade Tanzanian rhodolite is enormous. That is absolutely huge. What's our price on this? I hate to even ask.
It's dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb. $59.99. There is no way that ring should be $59.99. Not of that quality. Now, you might have noticed, we're blowing these pictures up very, very large. You might have noticed what appear to be some imperfections in this. That actually is to be expected. And it was to be expected with the rhodolite that we have from India. It is expected to be seen in the Tanzanian rhodolite. It's no different than when we talk about emeralds and the imperfections. If anything, it's your certificate of authenticity. So that this is real, it is genuine. And this, oh man, the light just hit this just right. And all of a sudden, it was just like this explosion of bright red without any of the violets. And that's the thing about this. It almost changes. The reviews on this, as you can imagine, are extraordinary. Rhodolite, yes. Capital letters, yes. Y-E-S. Love rhodolite. It's a beautiful ring. Good quality stone and setting. Not big, but what I expected. Just right for me. Love it. Thank you for writing reviews on any of the pieces that you purchase here. But oh my God, I have to talk to our buyers because we need to do something for the men with this stone. I don't know if we have any 8.6s left. We might have to do a smaller stone. But we have some settings. This is part of the great thing about working for a company that makes its own jewelry is when we have ideas, and we always love your suggestions too. In fact, we've created pieces of jewelry based on your suggestions. We have designers, we have a design team that we can work with to create things. I have done this more times than I can count now, working with these designers to come up with things. And I've already got a few ideas for a men's ring if we have any 8.6 stones left. We may not. I know this Tanzanian find was a small one, so there's not a ton of these gemstones. That AAA grade to this is pretty extraordinary for $59.99. Again, a stone I would just like to have just in my collection, just as a loose stone. It is so good. Just as I move this around here, wow, it's not a color change, it's not even a color shift stone, but you really do get, just based on the lighting, a really intense red, like almost like a red stoplight red, or sometimes that subtle warm violet tone that comes out of it. Man, again, it kills me a little bit. I love my rhodolite garnet from India, but it doesn't hold a candle to this AAA grade Tanzanian rhodolite that we're seeing now. So that is a great find. I'm glad we're able to get those pieces. Oh my gosh, that is a stunning one. And for that price, again, if you're interested in it, you can order it in the chat box here, or go to the website, shoplc.com. We would love to welcome you. If you're new to us, when you go to the website, there's a login join us feature on the top. Click that. You'll fill out a little form there, name, address, all of that, and then you're ready to start shopping with us. Okay.
This is one of the ones I had to go to battle.
Yeah, Stephanie fought the good fight for us because the theme of this show is jewelry under $100, and we had a few pieces that when Stephanie came in this morning, she said, "Uh-oh, we have a problem. It is not under $100," and as you can imagine, that giant ring was not under $100 as of just about an hour ago. It is now under $100. Monday, 4 o'clock, all bets are off, and odds, in fact, are really good. It is not going to be $97.99 anymore, and they will take it back to, do you remember what the price was on it?
It was, I think, $129.99.
$129,
which is still
still great. Yeah, no, still great. So just plan on $129 if you're seeing this Monday after 4 p.m. And again, the reason that none of us were surprised that this didn't fall into the under 100 is that one main center Sleeping Beauty turquoise stone. How big is that one? Stephanie was halfway there already. She knows going to ask. 10.8. 10 by 8 millimeter stone in the center of your ring.
That's pretty big.
I shake my head. Some of you know the story, some of you don't. Let me just go over this. Sleeping Beauty has not been mined in a lot of years. All the Sleeping Beauty that you see us bring in or you see anywhere is now turquoise that a collector had. I call them hoarders because in a lot of cases there have been people that have just been hoarding this stone, just hanging on to it. and then now slowly they're getting rid of it. But even that said, 10/8 stones are non-existent. So to have one in a ring and get it for $97.99, and as we're doing this show live now, there's 5 payments on it. So if you're ordering right now, and you should, your first payment is $19.60. Not $20 right now can get home that ring. Now let me see. Yes, on the screen you can see it, a couple things a little bit more clearly. So let me just point something out to you. There are the most subtle but perfectly done uses of gold vermeil. It's a two-tone ring. There is this ever so subtle gold. It's not even scroll work. It's just gold accents along the outside of the ring. And it's not even done, well, I guess it is done, well, not all the way around, because next to some of the apatites here, it's left in silver. I didn't even mention that. That's neon apatite, by the way. That's apatite, that's apatite. So the stones that have the sparkle, that's neon apatite, which is so smart. I said years ago, neon apatite is what Sleeping Beauty would be if it was transparent and the stone could sparkle, because the colors, the hues, the tones, they're identical. So it's so smart to use neon apatite in Sleeping Beauty. But anyway, so you have the gold work around the outside. If you go back with us a long ways, you'll remember back some years ago, we did gold filigree work on darn near everything. And it was to the point where we thought, you know what, let's reel it in. This is not the gold filigree work of years ago. This is the perfect little gold accent. What it does is give you a two-tone effect, so now you can wear this with your gold jewelry, wear it with your silver jewelry, whatever you want. But it also just creates the perfect frame for your Sleeping Beauty turquoise. So they're not just left sitting out there all on their own. That is the perfect little accent. One of the reasons I make a big deal about this is in the process of making jewelry, and I wish we had, when I was there visiting our facility, we recorded a lot of video, hours of it. I don't know whatever happened to it. It's floating around somewhere, but I wish we could put it together so you could see the process step by step by step in making these pieces of jewelry. This is yet another step in the process. Along the way, as we go through the making and the manufacturing of our jewelry, there are 7 points at which, because remember and we just did some live shows from India, you might have caught some of those. You saw behind Heather, who was our host, one of the rooms where people were working. At any step in the process, because every room has its own part, there's casting, there's setting of gems, there is the polishing of the pieces. There's 7 steps where it can be sent back. So if at any point one of those individuals says, wait a minute, this gold isn't right. If that was done in the step before, it goes back. If they say, well, actually, wait a minute, no, it wasn't us, it was the step before, it goes back there. So the point is, there's 7 steps along the way, which is why we hope we bat 1,000. Do we? No, no one does. But there's 7 different people who at some point can say, this isn't right. It could be someone in the last step that notices from the very beginning that the wrong gemstone accents were being used. Everything would have to go back, and they'd have to start them all over again. So to have the subtlety of the vermeil yellow gold, incidentally, I just noticed 5-star reviews on this one as well. It's another ring that has a perfect 5-star rating. You can go to the website and read it. Beautiful design. Okay, this first one summed it up, and this was just a few days ago, October 19th. Beautiful design, not just for Southwestern anymore. Thank you, Vivian, for saying that. If you're still thinking Sleeping Beauty turquoise, or turquoise in general, Southwest jewelry, it is correct to a point, but not anymore. Designs like this. In fact, the next one down, the third one there, it says, it's a wow, absolutely beautiful. It looks like an antique. The stones are the perfect turquoise color and match, no flaws. The setting is comfortable and bulky, and she even included a picture. That's kind of cool. I didn't know you could do that. So she added her own photo of her wearing the ring. Oh, that's fantastic. That's so cool. Christine did that. So you can actually see her wearing her hand with the ring on it. That is so cool. But yeah, she nailed it too. So you have the 2, one saying, it's not for Southwest anymore. The other saying, looks antique. It absolutely does. So those 2 statements just kind of say it all. So if you're still thinking turquoise, Southwest style, Again, you're right to a point. It's still used a lot, but no, not in this design. It's all in how they design it, all in how they engineer it. That is how you can create these pieces that look so elegant, so upscale. You know, Sleeping Beauty turquoise is the in that old Southwest style mindset. You know, something that you just wore with your jeans. Now you are dressing it up, and now you are making it something very elegant, and it could be an everyday ring. And that is some really nice quality Sleeping Beauty turquoise that they've used, and a big stone in the center. So keep in mind, yes, there's some smaller accent stones, but there's still that very large 10/8 Sleeping Beauty in the center of that ring. That is extraordinary what you have there. So if you're interested in that, again, go to the website. Check out our website. Always things to see at shoplc.com. I always mention the web exclusive items, things we will never, ever, ever do a live presentation on. You can check those out only by going to shoplc.com. Now, on the heels of what we were just saying, Sleeping Beauty is not just for Southwest anymore. This could be worn with a Southwest wardrobe. This could be worn with the antique style ring that we just had. These are 6-stone hoop earrings in Sleeping Beauty, and they're $49.99.
Of course they are. What?
$50 for premium Sleeping Beauty turquoise. $49.99, and you're buying Sleeping Beauty turquoise. Sometimes it's that simple. All you need to do is say the price and what it is. $49, Sleeping Beauty. You have 4mm stones. You have 12 of them. 6 per earring. Individually, 4-prong set. $49.99. Classic hoop. Let me get a measurement of them. Probably be an inch.
They're so pretty.
They are. Yeah, they're so pretty. 1 inch in diameter. It is, dare I say, the perfect earring.
You can say it. It's true.
It's the perfect earring. It really is. You can't improve upon it anymore. Adding the gold would be a mistake. You wouldn't want it. Not in this one. It's perfect, all in silver. The size, 1 inch in diameter. I've always said that's the perfect size. Not too big, not too small. You have 6 stones. Perfect amount. You don't need any more. Wouldn't want any less. Whoever designed this just designed the perfect earring. Absolutely perfect. And good morning, Barb. How you doing, Barb? Thanks for saying good morning. Again, this is an interactive show, so we'd love to be able to have you if you have questions about it.
I think I've seen Barb hanging out with us before. So
Barb, welcome.
Come on in.
Yeah, hey.
Talk to us.
If you are new to Shop LC, we welcome you, but thank you for spending some time with us either way. Is she watching on Facebook, Instagram?
She is on Facebook.
She's on Facebook? Okay. Yeah. Welcome to our Facebook page. By the way, for anybody who was wondering if we're not Facebook friends, I did it. My page was down for about a year. I just took the page down completely. So if you want to find me on Facebook, search my name, and that's, I am there now again. But yeah, I mean, it's the perfect earring. And if you have questions about Sleeping Beauty, I'm always happy to answer those as well. The backstory is, as many people know, they stopped right around, well, the prices started going up because there was less and less of it being mined, around 2012 in particular. And from there, prices just kept going up. And eventually the mining did stop. They did close the mining because it was just not cost effective anymore. We think of gemstones, and whether it's this earring or anything, and we romanticize it and think about how wonderful and beautiful they are. At the end of the day, every gemstone mine is a business, and they need to operate at a profit, and they have shareholders they have to answer to, and if they're not making money, they're going to walk away from it. So as popular as Sleeping Beauty is and was, those mine holders had to make the decision that, well, it's more profitable to do copper, and so we are done with this. And they walk away from it. Happens all the time with gemstone mines. In the case of the rhodolite in India, well, that one was mined out. They knew that they were done. There was no more to be found. They were still making money on it. It's just there was no more to be mined. But this is where, and similar things happening with the Ethiopian willow opals, where it's more profitable to mine tantalum, which is a mineral most people have never heard of. So they're saying, well, that's it, so long, well, well, we love it. Again, we can romanticize it, but at the end of the day, those mine owners have to make a profit. And if mining this isn't doing it, well, they walk away from it, which is why this price of $49.99 is crazy for the perfect hoop earring. And it is. Every good chef has to know when they're coming up with a recipe, when they walk away from the recipe and say, you know what, we have perfected that recipe, back away, step away, don't change one more thing. Same thing with the designing here. They knew, cherry on top, we are done. Jane, good morning. What is the total carat weight on these? Thank you for asking. I am happy to get that information for you. Carat weight, 3.65. Now, we will always address this in minimum carat weight because there's no way to 100% guarantee, but that will be the minimum that you will get is 3.65. Yes, they're calibrated stones. They're set into a 4-prong setting, but there can always be ever so subtle little variations. So the minimum carat weight would be 3.65, so about 1.825 per earring. I did that in my head, so I hope that's right. So just about 1.8 carat. Oh, Barb, yes, they took us off watching on TV a year ago. Yeah, this is the reality of cable television and satellite television today. And unfortunately, it goes back to what I was just saying. It's an industry, it's a business, and these cable and satellite providers, they drive hard bargains sometimes. And it probably, in every city, it happens with Fox, with NBC, with CBS, it happens with all the networks. Every once in a while, you'll see the network affiliate saying, hey, we might be off Dish Network, for example, so call them and put up the good fight so you don't lose your local news and weather. And in some cases, then, they do go away for a while. So hopefully we'll come back. This is why I always stress the streaming aspect of things. We stream our programming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through the apps. There are apps you can download right to your TV. I mean, literally right to the TV. And you just hook that up to your Wi-Fi, and there we are all the time. So, I'm sorry, Barb. I wish I had a better answer for you, but it's unfortunately the changing face of television these days, that the cable and satellite providers are sometimes wanting a heck of a lot more money than the networks are willing to put over. But that's why we try to make other options available for you. Gorgeous shot there. Again, size perspective, you saw about a 1-inch drop on these. Perfect. I keep going back to the word perfect hoop earring. Whereas the ring that we had a moment ago, again, definitely had that antique style. And yes, it would match up beautifully with the earrings. Great combination together. Those earrings would also work just as well with your Southwest style. So if you're still a big fan of Southwest style jewelry, which I am, I have Southwest style at home. I have antique at home. I love all things. You need different looks for different times of day and times of the year. That is a great one. We are going to continue, however, on the 13th. We've got 45 minutes left this morning. We're back this afternoon, don't forget. Okay. Now we're ready to talk. Get comfortable.
Let's talk.
Get comfortable. I got a lot to say. A lot to say on this. And I never know where to begin. I will begin by pointing out, I guess, the obvious, and that's the dial on this timepiece. That is a massive, massive piece of abalone. One of my first, in fact, I can safely say, my first watch I ever bought when I was back at Value Vision in 1992, this would have been, so a long time ago.
Yeah, my computer just shut down.
It's my
coming
watch
back
go?
on.
My watch back up there. I have it here. Anyway, first watch I ever bought from Value Vision back in 1992 had an abalone dial. I still have that watch. I have to replace the battery every few years, but otherwise, I love that watch. And the abalone dial was the reason I purchased it. You don't see a lot of watches with an abalone dial. Now, that is going to be, I'm right-handed, so I need the other hand free, so give me a second. That is going to be approximately 34 millimeters in diameter. The abalone dial itself is about 34 millimeters. The case is going to be about 41 millimeters in diameter. That is a much larger piece of abalone than I have on my watch at home. So I love the fact that you have that big piece of abalone on the dial. There are some other choices, incidentally. So if you're like abalone, abalone.
Abalone. All right. Okay, we're back. We're back, baby.
There are some other dial
We're back.
choices
It's
here.
coming. It's thinking about it. And then, woo!
There it is. You know what? In fact, before, let me pin the thought about the other dial choices, because I got to show you this crown here, because that picture just came up showing that exaggerated crown, and you can see the knurling is what it's called along the outside.
What's it called?
Knurling. Yeah.
I love it.
Which allows you to much easier grab on to the crown, to turn it, to twist it. So it's an extra little accent that comes out on the side. You have little notches on the bezel. But anyway, there's other dial choices. So there's abalone,
And then
there's lapis.
got that. Lapis.
Okay.
That's rich.
See, I have an abalone dial watch at home already. I do not have a lapis dial, and that is gorgeous. That is really, really sharp. There's two others. There's also a tiger's eye.
Oh, with all your tiger's eye beaded bracelets. Yes. Yes, please.
Stephanie nailed it, because I do. I've got a number of tiger's eye beaded bracelets.
It's gonna look good.
Wow. Who does a tiger's eye dial watch either?
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I'm sure we had one at one point or another when I was selling all the watches back in Minneapolis, but I'm not thinking of one off the top of my head that was in tiger's eye. And the fourth choice, what am I missing? Blue
The
Howlite.
Howlite. This is gonna go with your Sleeping Beauty.
I
Come
was
on now.
just reaching for the ring, just to, again, I mean, that's almost the identical blue that you have in the ring. So if you got the Sleeping Beauty turquoise ring, that's Howlite. It is dyed to get to that blue color, but still, what a beautiful combination that is. Roman numerals marking all of the hours. It's a classy thing when you have Roman numeral hour markers. Some of the most, well, there were clocks made in the 1700s that had Roman numerals. And that honestly is about how far back that goes. So that just adds to the class of the piece when you have Roman numerals. Some of my favorite elegant watches that I've ever purchased have Roman numerals on the dial. Every one of those, incidentally, is separately applied to the dial. I mentioned all the steps in making these pieces. Now there's one individual, again, along the way, whose job it is to place every one of those Roman numerals onto the dial of the watch. In fact, I might have, you know what, it would take me forever to find it. I gotta be better planned with these things, because I know somewhere I have a picture. I toured some of our watch factories a number of years ago, and I was taking pictures like crazy of the different people, because there's all these different steps along the way. There's someone who is putting the dial on the watch, then it goes to the next person. There's someone who's putting the links on the bracelet, then it goes to the next person. And so once you get around to that person who's putting the numerals on, that's one of the final steps in the whole process. Now, if
Shawn, I just saw.
I'm going home. This is
Did you-
$38. $38. Stephanie and I just realized.
I gotta find a picture for people.
Oh my gosh.
Look at.
Wait till you see what we just, Stephanie and I swear to you, we each just realized this. She's finding a picture.
There we go. How cool.
All I did when I came in this morning was I saw the watch, looked at it, didn't even bother looking at the back of it, and just put it on.
Put it on.
This watch has a mechanical movement. This is a total game changer. Remember what I said about the 1700s? The way they were making clocks back in the 1700s, that method of timekeeping, building an engine, has not changed that much from what you see right here. There's your balance wheel. That's a ruby jewel. That goes back and forth. You wind it. So you literally wind this watch. There's no battery here. You will never, ever, ever buy a battery for this watch. I have at home my grandfather's watch That was from the late 1960s. It has a mechanical movement. If I'm going to wear it, I have to wind it. Basically, every watch from the 60s back had a mechanical movement. And then Seiko, in the 60s, started trying to find ways to do things with electronics and batteries. Hence the invention of the quartz movement, hence why you buy batteries for all of your watches. This watch I wore in today, battery operated. I buy a battery for this every few years. This watch has a quartz movement. Every part that you see there is there for functionality. Without it, if I took one part out, that watch stops working. The balance wheel, there's a mainspring that gets wound. When you turn that, as the mainspring tightens up, it will slowly open up, releasing its energy, making the balance wheel turn. And believe me, I'm taking the whole story down to this. And makes the watch run. I need to get, in fact, maybe I'll do this when I get home. I mentioned Facebook. If we're not friends on Facebook, find me, because I'm going to post to my Facebook a video on YouTube that I found years ago from the 1940s that explains how a mechanical watch works. That video from the 1940s is as valid almost 100 years later now as it was then, because it hasn't changed. So when I get, and you can find it on YouTube now if you want, but I'll post it to my Facebook later tonight or tomorrow, because that explains in really good detail how a watch movement works. This is hand built. That screw, that screw, that screw, that, they're all placed by hand. Someone has sat there with a screwdriver putting every one of those in place. I mentioned the ruby jewel. There's one there. There's going to be, I don't know if it says, well, it does not say. Sometimes on the case back it will say. There's probably 17. There's usually on most mechanical movement watches 17 of them. Are they pretty? Yes. Are they there to be pretty? No. They're there because without them, the watch movement would stop working. Because you have to have them on friction points, because you have metal rubbing against metal. And so without the ruby jewels, to kind of stop that friction from building up, the movement would eventually stop working. So that's why those are there. Now I can safely say, I have never, in my time working in Minneapolis, at Valley Vision, Shop NBC, whatever it was at the time, we never, ever, ever once sold a mechanical watch for $38.99. Even at this network, we do crazy things. Oh man, I am totally in. I gotta get that lapis after the show today. You get first crack, but I will be getting a lapis, maybe a howlite. I don't know. If I didn't have the abalone already, I would be doing that. At $38.99, that is, as the late Bill Fahey used to say, legal larceny. That is exactly what that was. Here's the reviews. Okay. Genoa watch, beautiful, one of a kind, stunning, awesome, top-notch watch. Already ordered 2 more. This next one, love these watches. I bought all 4. They look fantastic, good quality, and something you don't see every day. I first purchased the lapis one, and I was so impressed that I ordered the other 3. The larger case size is a nice unisex design that looks good on men and women. I could not be more pleased. Thank you, Jeff, for that. Will be given as a gift. Won't know until it is used. Yeah. Hey, that's fine. Yet again, you have the return privilege there. Someone mentioned the case size. I think I said 40 millimeter. Yeah, it is 40. It plays so much larger. I thought this was much larger than 40. When the window, when the opening, the crystal is this large, and the dial is this large, and the bezel as thin as it is, watches play larger. So this looks like a much larger watch than it is. It's 40 millimeter, which is probably, is that even smaller than the one I'm wearing? About the same size as the one I wore in today. I don't like a big oversized watch, and I know the trend is hockey pucks, what I call them. Not my thing. Not my thing. I had bought some. Now you're getting all the stories out of me. I haven't even told these stories on my podcast, and I probably never will. I bought a lot of watches when I.
How many watches do you have?
Well, right now, this is after I have 85.
Oh my.
Yeah. I had about 130. And some years ago, I thought, I have all these watches I'm never using. Let me see if I can find someone that would enjoy wearing them. And they were mainly the hockey pucks. I bought all these things when I was living in Minneapolis because they were trendy at the time. And some I wore once, and that was it. I literally couldn't give some of those away.
No thanks.
No, I know. That was the reaction. It's like, no. But anyway, it's fine brand of watches. My Ryan is one of my best friends who's the guest on air for that line, and but it's not my thing. 40 millimeter case size, that's my thing. Very wearable every day.
And they come in a nice box too.
Oh!
The box right there.
Yes, I didn't even realize that. The Genoa presentation is very nice too, so it's ready to give as a gift on the little pillow inside. Their quality time. In fact, the company that makes these for us, because we don't have our own factory to make these. We source this out. The company that makes these watches, they manufacture for names you would know. When I was touring their factory, and they're out of China. The watch movements are Japanese. They're exported to China for final assembly. And when I was touring their factory, again, I'm like in heaven here. I'm absorbing everything. I noticed boxes of finished product, and I started getting nosy and looking in them. I recognize these brands. Now, again, they have contracts signed with these companies. I can't say who they are, but you would know these names. They're fashion names. You would know them. Those watches, these watches, same factory, same company making them. It is accurate, reliable. $38.99. Well, 85 will become 86 after the show, because I am definitely getting one of those. I mean, I have my 12 that I wear. It's actually, it's about 12 that I wear the most. I have those in a separate watch box, but I do work through them all at one point or another. Oh man, that abalone is really, really good. The thing that impressed me about all these gemstone dials is gemstones are difficult to make watch dials out of. They're very fragile, and there's a lot of breakage that happens when they're making these, and that's a cost that those companies don't absorb. It's inevitably passed on to you and I. That is not reflective of a gemstone dial watch at all. That is amazing. So just, man, $38 for one of those. That is fantastic. Okay, here is what's about to happen.
I love it.
I had Wednesday night, I think it was Wednesday night, I had Richard, Mariana Jacobs on as my special guest for their Sajin Silver line. And I went crazy over this ring. It's nearly sold out. There's only a few remaining. I said at the time, and I've known Richard Mariana forever. We go back also to Value Vision back in the day. I said, I think this is the first time I've ever called a piece of your jewelry cute, because this ring is cute. And as good as it looks on TV or on your screen, it is even better in person. It is a crystal carved frog. I'm shocked there's any of these left. We've sold out of the sizes 10 and 11. We still have sizes 6, 7, 8, and 9. It's $49.99. This is carved jewelry. Now think about this for a second. That frog, and since it's against a white background, it's a little hard to see on the images here. It's a tough one to photograph, frankly, because the crystal is so clear. It's just going to pull through whatever background that you happen to have. But when you see it in person, actually that's a nice shot of their presentation too, because all of their jewelry, we didn't even show this Wednesday night in the show, all of their jewelry comes in a beautiful presentation box. That box has an outer box, but there you can see the mouth, the eyes, the body of the little frog, and this is silver that is custom formed around this frog. And this is, again, a quality factor, because I asked Richard Mariana about this during the show. I said, how do they set these? Because you can't just, like a gemstone, I can precast that setting, and I pop the gemstone into it. So I said, how are they setting these? And they pointed out that silver here has to be custom wrapped around the frog. Now, this is done in Bali. This is not done at our factory in India. This is all done in Bali. They have artisans, and that's what they are, that they've worked with for years, that are adept at doing this. So you have a frog that is carved out of crystal. That's real crystal that is used. And then it's taken to another stage in the process where someone is wrapping the silver. Remember, silver is supposed to be at a molten stage when they're doing this, so that then when it hardens, the frog is permanently set into that silver, so you can wear it and not have to worry about the little frog coming out of it. Here you can also see, again, a bit of the brown from the box is being pulled up through the crystal because of the clarity of this piece of crystal. And the frog is carved out of it. That is a completely different type of skill set from faceting a gemstone, from cutting a gemstone. And I asked Mariana about this because she's again one of the experts there in this whole thing, is what they do is literally have to use these tools to carve out all of the detail. Now I remember as a Cub Scout, I guess I was, having to carve things out of soap or whatever it was. And I'm not an artistic person, can't do it, never will be able to. That is a completely different kind of skill set, to carve out of crystal these little frogs. Someone, and I said many times, jewelry comes from your suggestions. Someone on the live line that night suggested that they do a pendant out of this, and they like that idea, and I hope they do it, because this would be just an adorable little pendant. Have that little froggy looking up at you, that would be so, so, so cute. So I hope Richard and Mariana do it. Incidentally, I should explain, because I know that we have new people that join us through these shows that don't usually watch the TV end of things. Richard and Mariana Jacobs are the most lovely couple you could ever hope to meet, and this is their collection, Sage and Silver. They have been together since the 1980s. He is an artist. He was working in Bali. She's also an artist in her own right. And they, it's a classic little love story. Fell in love, got married, been together ever since. And their business, their jewelry business, started back then creating handcrafted pieces of jewelry. And to this day, that's what it's all about, is on the island of Bali in Indonesia, handcrafting and creating all of these pieces. So every frog is carved by hand. Every silver setting is set by hand. So that's why you will not see Richard and Mariana, and I guess I shouldn't speak for them, but you're not going to see them do something like this. Maybe someday, I don't know, but that's all precast settings, and it's a very hands-off sort of thing. Whereas their jewelry, it's all about hands-on. Hand carving, hand creating every single little frog, and it's a cute piece of jewelry. They've kept the back of the ring open, one for comfort, and two, again, just allow the light to completely go through the band, which is why just that little opening there is pulling through the brown from the box, from the display, because there's a little open area in the silver underneath the frog. So that's the only reason why you're seeing that. It's adorable. It's a ring and it's $49.99 for a wearable work of art. Did you see this?
We say free shipping over $50, but
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Free shipping over $50. This is $49.99. The free shipping button is still there.
Yep.
So take it, enjoy it. Free shipping on this ring, even though it's $49.99, and you can still, by the way, use budget pay and get the free shipping. So your budget payment, first payment, will be $10. You're still going to get free shipping on our little froggy. So just adorable. Made me happy. Anyway, so we continue here, and we have another Sajin piece to show you, and that. Oh!
So pretty.
I love these. Yes, we had these in our show the other night. I'm surprised there's any left. There can't be many. This is the mother of pearl carved earring. Mariana had them on. We had more fun talking about these because, again, and the price, again, $49.99. And yes, once again, the free shipping is still active on this, even though it's $49.99. When we archive these shows, by the way, so you might be able to go online and still. Oh no, not the full show. You might not be able to see the full show
on the website. You can.
On the website, you can. Okay, because Mariana goes into great detail about the complication on these pieces here. You have a carved piece of mother of pearl. Now let's see the best way to show this. Actually, this image here you can kind of see. This is not a flat piece of mother of pearl. This silver setting for the garnet, and those are Mozambique garnets, is set into the mother of pearl. Now the mother of pearl actually is curved. So it comes up and surrounds. This side here is basically on the same level as this side here. This is down inside. It's like a shell, let me put it that way. So it's kind of like a shell into which that garnet is set. So half carat total weight, that is only the Mozambique garnet. So there's no carat weight tied to the mother of pearl. They're designed after calla lilies. And the way that she did this, and there was it a matching ring? I'm trying to remember. We had a matching piece. I think it might have been a ring. It might have sold out. Again, this is why the website is always so nice. If there's companion pieces, you can always go to the website and check for those, because it might have sold out. Anyway, the earring has the same idea because it was designed the same way as the ring, where the mother of pearl being curved, that's difficult to create because you're working with the mother of pearl, which is very fragile, and having to get in there and basically carve it out. So they have to carve it out in a way that the setting can go in, the silver setting and the Mozambique garnets. That's not easy to do. Then, of course, the findings, the shepherd's hook, sterling silver post and back that goes through the earlobe, no direct pressure against the earlobe, so it's comfortable all day long. That is a difficult setting to do. The work that goes into making something like, listen, there's a reason why most companies just mass produce settings and pop stones in. It's a lot easier. This is a lot more difficult and it's a lot more expensive to do. But if you love handcrafted items, if you've ever been to, well, there you can kind of see too. There it is from the earlobe down. You can see a little bit of the shadow there because of the curvature of the mother of pearl. So it's a difficult thing to do, to set that like that, and that's suspended down from within the mother of pearl. If you've ever been to any sort of a fair or a festival where you have artisans there that sell their handmade pieces of jewelry, you know that something like this would probably be a $300 pair of earrings. To get them for $49.99 is extraordinarily good. And then to know the quality that has gone into each and every one of these pieces. These also come in the Shawn gift box. So if you're presenting this as a gift, you're giving a gift of handcrafted jewelry, crafted with a lot of love and a lot of care. They used to, when we did their line of jewelry back up north, they used to call it the offerings collection. And Shawn is another way of saying it in Indonesian, the word offerings. And it goes to the offerings, which are prayers and celebratory gifts of things like flowers that the people do at the temples there, and through beautiful ceremonies. They bless the jewelry. So there's a lot more of a spiritual element to making this. Is it a job for these people? Yes. Does it pay the bills? Yes. But it's also something that is done with a whole different mindset than we go into our jobs and our work here. So there's a beautiful whole story connected to it. Next time Richard and Marriott are on the TV end of things, do yourself a favor and just watch one of their shows, because you'll get a whole different appreciation for what goes into their jewelry. I am looking for a Larimar ring.
You know what? I might have left it in the box. Let me look and see.
Okay, let's see if we can find it. It's, again, this is the next item out. It's a AAA grade piece of Larimar, set in sterling silver. It's $59.99. Now, this time, we're dealing with a lot more. Found it?
It's right there.
Oh, it was right in front of it. Of course. A lot more of the silver granulation and the wire work that is done, which gives me a chance to talk. Wow, that is good looking. Silver work, wire work, and beadwork. Now, the Balinese, Indonesia is a chain of islands, and there's two that we really talk about here. Bali, which gets most of the attention. There's another island called Java, which is like right next to it. And on the island of Java, that's where they've perfected the wire work. So a lot of the wire work that you see in jewelry, those are Javanese artisans that are doing that work. This is combining the Balinese beadwork, the Javanese wire work into one ring. And I love how beautifully that turned out. Now we all, no matter where you're from, can fall in love with that piece of Larimar. And that is where my mind first went, because when I saw that stone, now we're combining North America, the Caribbean, and Larimar, a single source gemstone that I'm going to have to update myself on what is going on with these stones as to whether they're still mining them anymore, because I know that there was not much mining. This was probably 3 years ago now, so I'm going to have to find out if there's still any going on or not. Anyway, we were on a cruise about 4 years ago, and a lot of Larimar, the two big gemstones that if you've ever gone on a cruise that you're going to hear about, both on the ship and when you go to the ports, Larimar, Tanzanite. Those are the big two. Larimar was actually getting a lot of attention. I was kind of surprised. I didn't think that it was that big of a deal. I knew about it here at Shop LC, but actually a very, very, very talked about stone. No two are going to be exactly alike. What I see in the picture here is different than what I have here. They're all going to have that beautiful blue color to it with the light wispy cloud-like coverings over top of it. It is like just soft little wispy white clouds over a blue sky on a spring day. Every stone is going to be different. It would be impossible, short of dyeing the stones, which they would never do, to create identical pieces of Larimar. Each one, oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. Mine only mountains above, I never know how to pronounce
That place.
it. That place, exactly. Dominican Republic and are hard to access. That's the understatement there, are hard to access. Let me just do this. Primitive methods using shovels and hammers. First found in 1974 on the seashore. And that is true. I need to have the guy's name memorized. Shoot, it's been so long since I've had to tell this story. I can't remember the guy's name that found it. Oh, now this is interesting. And these are pictures, again, that you can probably find on our website, too. I don't know. Because this, man, I haven't seen these in forever. This is a close-up or similar to, I don't know, there. That's an entrance into the mountain. There's a couple of them. I guess those are two different ones. And here's the big risk when they're mining this stone, is there's a big risk of flooding, and especially during the hurricane seasons. And so there's limited times of year when they can actually do the mining of this. So, and this is where I had heard a few years ago that they had actually stopped the mining. It was during one of the really bad hurricane years, and so I don't know what happened. This could have all been washed away in a bad hurricane, and they just gave up. So whether they started again or not, I'm not sure. But again, it's very, very, very primitive mining to get these gemstones that they do. And it's only done in the Dominican Republic. That's the only place where these stones are found. So they get the gemstones, Richard Mariana, they buy the stones, source them. So they have to go, think about this, from North America to the other side of the world, to Bali. So they're set into the rings, and then they come back to North America, so ship back to us then so that we can offer them to you in these beautiful pieces of jewelry. And we turn around and then offer it for, pennies on the dollar of what you think that it would actually be, because that is all in silver. On that shot, you can't see it right behind this stone, because this is the front, that's the back of the band. Right in this back part here is where it's going to be marked Sajjan, and it's going to be marked 925. That is their signature. Sajjan, again, their company name, be engraved onto each one of these. And 925, that's the marking for sterling silver. So you'll have all of that. And then...
I got it right there.
Oh, perfect. So if you're wondering what that is, again, I showed you earlier the Joy Hours. That's their markings. It's Richard Mariana behind this line. We're not making it. They do. It has their name on it. Same name that goes in with the company name on their box. And then 925, the sterling silver. And there, incidentally, since we're there, you can see the back of the stone and see that uniform blue color. So what you see on the outside is what you will see on the inside as well. So beautifully set. And you get the gift box and the little Sajjan story card right here. I've never actually even read this.
5 5-star reviews.
And no surprise, 5 5-star reviews. Bought it for my mom. She loved it, and received compliments. Really liked this ring. So that's what happens when you purchase their jewelry. Beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful rings I've ever seen. So much better in person. No, I can't say enough except what a phenomenal work of art. Laura nailed it. What a beautiful or phenomenal work of art. And that's what they shoot for. They shoot for their pieces being works of art. They're both artists. In fact, do yourself a favor if you can find Richard Jacobs on Instagram, because he just posted some a couple days ago of the artwork that he's working on, and he sells his artwork for some serious money. I mean, he's a real talented artist. About the brand, quality, fusion of ethnic, cultural, and spiritual concepts brought to life in contemporary designs. We consider our inspirational uniqueness to be the driving force in our identity. We are disciplined. Our work is predicated on original hand-drawn designs that utilize the high quality, naturally formed and created gemstones. We are selective. We only work with chosen mixed materials and gemstones that contain high level of beauty and healing properties. And that's something that Mariana gets into a lot. It's not necessarily my area of expertise, the healing properties of gemstones, but Mariana knows a lot about that, and she will go, if you ever watch some of the shows, into a lot of detail on that, which is why it's always fun to watch their shows, because you get his take and her take, and they complement each other so very, very well with what they say about their jewelry. So check that out. How are we doing for time? We have 15 minutes left. Okay.
Yeah.
Still a few more pieces to get to, so that's why I just wanted to make sure that we get to everything. As we have one of Stephanie's favorites
I love it.
coming up next. First ring she talked about when we got in this morning. Let's see, size 7 and size 8. I have not seen this until today.
It's
This,
just so pretty.
wow! I gotta say, Richard and Mariana, I always expect the unexpected from them, and I would not have guessed. If you had just handed me this ring and said who designed this, I would never have guessed Richard and Mariana. But no, they have. They designed this. It's a much more, and this is what a good artist does. A good artist is always evolving. And they have evolved to creating this very pretty, almost more of a modern take to a piece of jewelry for them. Anyway, let me get through the gemstones here, because there's a really impressive list of gemstones here. Starting with the opal quartz. That's
So pretty.
this right here. That's the opal quartz. That is a 9 by 2 millimeter. 9 long, 2 wide. Stephanie's dying for me to get to this next part, though. This is her favorite. This is druzy quartz.
Yay.
It is 16 by 3 millimeters. Then, morganite. I don't know. In fact, I would bet you money. I've never seen Richard Mariana work in morganite. I am so confident in that. 4.5 by 3 millimeter and 3 millimeter. 4.5 by 3 and 3 millimeter. This is a brilliant combination. And if somebody had just said, without seeing this, if someone had said to me, what do you think about putting opal, druzy, and morganite together in a ring? Honestly, on paper, yes, Stephanie's laugh. I would have said, what can I do to talk you out of doing that?
Let's rethink.
Don't do it. No, yeah, let's rethink. Better ideas out there. That's why I don't design. That's why they do. This could not have worked out any more beautifully. And then we turn around and say, yeah, and it's $49.99. Oh, and by the way, there's 4 budget pays on this. What's the sold number on this?
We are on sold 115.
115. I really hope there's some sold 115s getting typed into that box, because you will not regret this purchase. I'm telling you. I would think size 7 and 8, that might be a problem. But if a guy can wear a size 7 or 8, a guy can wear this just as easily. This is totally unisex. I love this. And listen, we can all agree to disagree on some things. Stephanie is the world's biggest druzy fan. Yeah, I'm
I
not
know
so
a lot of
much.
people. Yeah.
I know. I'm not so much.
It's
This
fun.
is such an exception to that. I love this ring.
Well,
with the
because so much
druzy.
druzy is garish.
Yeah.
This is just pretty. It's well, like you said though, it's
Yeah.
unisexy.
Yeah, it could be unisex. It's just, there's something about this. Garish is a good word, because there's a lot of druzy that is, let's face it, borderline that. This is so clean. You know where I would see this? This I could almost, and again, Richard Mariano, they're artists. This you would see in an art museum gift shop.
Nailed it.
Yeah, yeah. And it would be $500 because it's in an art museum gift shop.
Oh, you get the nice little box like we're going to give you.
True, you are.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that at the museum.
Sergeant gift box, that's going to come with your ring. And what a presentation this makes. Man, I really wish we had other... Keep your eye on it. Maybe, another ring will come. Oh, okay, reading review here. Very unique ring. And this, who said this? Linda nailed it. Such a unique ring. It appeared larger on the screen. I still love it. Its design reminds me of Art Deco. That's another very good comparison. Karen said, love it, beautiful and different. Audrey, very unique design. Common theme here, different, unique. Everyone's going that approach there. Michael, second Sajin ring. I love it for the offset arrangement of stones and style. You can't go wrong with Sajin. I get compliments from people when I wear this at work.
That's Michael.
Michael, there we go. Verifying what I just said. Catherine, gorgeous ring, great design. Pastel colors add to its simplistic beauty. Good description. Dress up or down is perfect. I absolutely love this ring. So again, reviews, beautiful ring, love the style. So you can check those out on shoplc.com. But it is, if you're accustomed to Sajin for the carved goddesses and all of that, this is a right turn. So just be advised,
Right.
It's not designed to be the same thing as all the carved goddesses, but that's what a good artist does. I most definitely, I love this. And for me to say I love a ring with Druzy, that
We just accomplished something.
yeah, we did. Just to count, it might be a first, actually.
I'm going to write it down.
Wow.
You love it.
Boy, that is good looking. They outdid themselves with that one. And Morganite, too. I don't know as though they've ever done anything in Morganite again. I can't say for 100% certainty, but if they have, I don't recall seeing it. So that is a great one. Grab that now. Again, the Larimar piece, we have amazing assortment of Sajin jewelry. You can check out on the website. Just go to shoplc.com. You'll see their whole store. You'll see all the pieces, because they do a lot of the carved goddesses and things like that. But that is a special one.
Let's do some pink diamonds for under 100, Shawn. What do you think?
I'll bet you had to fight on this one.
Maybe just a little.
Pink diamonds for under 100. Our theme this morning has been jewelry under $100. So that's why, man, you're talking about things you'd never expect to see. A half-carat pink diamond bracelet for $99.99.
Okay.
Let those words sink in. A half-carat pink diamond bracelet for $99. It is in rose gold vermeil, rose gold over sterling silver. It is 7.25 inches in length. There are 54 pink diamonds in every single bracelet. About 1 millimeter in size, each and every one, all set in rose gold over sterling silver. Half carat, genuine diamonds, $100. I mean, what more is there to say? You're buying a half carat of natural pink diamond. Now, here again is where it gets very interesting, because most of the pink diamonds that have been mined over the past how many years have come from the same Argyle mine in Australia. I have to believe that these are probably from that same mine, which is now shut, now closed. It is completely done. Again, closed up, walked away. So there is no more mining being done. This bracelet has a half carat of natural pink diamonds. Why is that word natural important? Well, because most diamonds are going to undergo some form of treatment to help the color along. Blue diamonds, red diamonds, green diamonds. Diamonds can come in a lot of different colors. Most of them are all treated, irradiated to get to different colors. These get their pink color naturally from the earth, from the ground. And you now own a half carat of them in one bracelet. So that's why this is a big deal, because most people will never own a half carat of natural diamonds in any tone, in any color, let alone beautiful pink. Here again with the ratings and the reviews, 5-star over and over, pretty in pink, very different from anything I've seen. I will probably buy more rose gold in the future. That's a good point. This is a rose gold setting on this. So if you're looking for something in rose gold, we've got it right here. It goes with a matching necklace. I didn't know we had a matching necklace. Might want to check the website, see if that's still around. Beautiful, pretty, nice. I mean, it's I like the quick and to the point, one word reviews, but it averages out to 4.7 out of 5 stars. And that's after 14 reviews. You know how as you get more and more reviews, things start to drop a little bit. So to have 14 of them and still be at 4.7, that's pretty good. That's really good, as a matter of fact. Box insert clasp, 2 safety catches, holding that all together, and of course with the beauty in all of those natural pink diamonds, how great is that going to feel? The insert clasp with the 2 safeties just locks it together nicely, and it fits the show. This is $99 for a half carat of diamonds. When do you ever see a half carat of diamonds for $99? I know we're trying to squeeze in a couple more things here.
I know, because we have to do the rubelite. I am so excited about the rubelite.
We do indeed have to do the rubelite. I'm with you. Remember earlier we were talking about tourmalines and how it's such a big family of stones. There's a couple that get their own special designation. Usually you just talk about a green tourmaline, yellow tourmaline, whatever. This is rubelite, and it is oro fino rubelite. It is some of the finest and the best you will ever own. And here's another good example of an item that should not be under $100, but it is. That is oro fino rubelite with moissanite accents. So once again, genuine moissanite, beautiful moissanite as accents to your oro fino rubelite. The stone is exquisite, and you can see right there that color saturation. How beautiful that is. Wow.
Rubelite's so expensive, Shawn.
Yeah,
I don't have any in my collection because it's so
really
expensive.
Stephanie's got a lot of jewelry too, so to not have a rubelite, that's telling. And this one is $79.
It's so pretty.
$79.99. And it really is. The pink that you're getting out of this is, well, it's why people love rubelite. To see a stone of that quality in that color, and then to get it for well under $100 just does not happen. That stone is exquisite. Moissanite accents, 2 rows of them in a halo design V-style shank on that. So a little more room there. 6 by 4 millimeter is the size of the rubelite. 40, that's a half carat. 49 points. I'm going to call that a half carat. Just in the rubelite. And then, of course, you add in the moissanites, and that takes your total carat weight to 75 points. But that rubelite is the star of the show. That's the big reason why you were taking advantage of that one. You have time for one more?
I don't. Well, do you see any up there? There's a lot we haven't done, so I'm scanning it in. Do you just see something that we have to? We got. I mean, the emerald.
I know. It's just we got like 2 minutes here,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, here. Okay. People didn't think we could do an emerald on this show.
I guess we should do this. The Ethiopian emerald. We'll show you that quickly. It's an Ethiopian emerald that is 3-stone design in vermeil. This is $67.99. That's it. $67.99. We have this in sizes 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 85 points total weight. If I didn't know, because it tells me those are Ethiopian in origin emeralds, that rivals any Colombian emerald I've ever seen. Look at the clarity in these stones. I hope, go to the website if you really want a good shot, because it's hard to see on this image here, because we've blown the stones up so much. When you go to the website, you can much, I think, more clearly see what you're getting. 3 beautiful emeralds with a great color and a degree of clarity that is very, very impressive. You have the white zircon accents and then this beautiful bypass design that just frames everything off so beautifully.
They look like they're glowing.
There.
Look at that.
Yeah. Much better. They do have that glowing effect to them. That's much more what I see in person. So that is much. There, again, great shot. That is what I'm seeing in person. That's an incredible emerald ring. And you're getting it today under $100. What are we doing under $100 for an emerald ring? Then...
I mean...
Was that it?
Yeah, that's...
Okay.
I'm sad we didn't get to this fire opal.
Yeah. Well, we have 2 more hours this afternoon, so we've got some good things we're going to share with you this afternoon. So I hope you'll come back.
That's a good idea. Maybe
Yeah.
we might mix up some of our
I think we should.
gold with
Yeah.
some of the stuff we didn't get to.
I think we should, because we got some pieces here that are definitely worth some time. I don't want to rush through them.
Yeah.
You can go to the website and check them out if you want. Fire Opal, because that's a gorgeous one. But if we have a chance this afternoon, we'll give you more of an extended presentation.
Yep.
So we're going to take a little lunch break. I hope you will rejoin us in 2 hours at 2 Central, 3 Eastern, because we have some gold jewelry and hopefully a whole lot more. So come back.
Oh, we had 743 people on TikTok.
Really?
That was, yeah,
Oh, nice.
that's a lot. We got a new follower out of that. Let's see.
Wow.
Somebody downloaded that? I didn't even know you could do that on TikTok.
I've never heard of that. That is interesting.
Yeah. TikTok is